Hey folks, this is Rainer here from Trading with Rainer. So welcome to my Forex analysis for the week of 11 August, and this week I'll be covering with you a number of pairs: the Euro Yen, Pound Yen, New Zealand Dollar, Dollar Swiss Franc, and the Aussie Canadian. So first up, let's do a recap on the trade that I had last week. I did recommend a long on Euro Yen, and I was stopped out on this trade. So let's see, where did I enter? So basically on the start of the week, price came down, and I was anticipating this level here to hold because I was expecting previous resistance to turn support, but price just came below, retraced a little before stopping me out here. So my stops were here and I had a loss on this trade. So that's for the Euro Yen. Next up, let's look at the Pound Yen. Alright, I'm actually bullish on this pair, and let's see how we can actually get long. Alright, look at the Pound Yen. You can see that on the weekly chart. Alright, this is a strong impulse move, corrective move, impulse move, and right now it's a corrective move. Alright, so before I go further ado, let's understand two things when we are in the trend. Alright, price can goes up two ways. Either it makes a higher high, right, and higher lows, whereby it retraces, go up higher, it retraces, or another way that price could actually do is it goes up, it consolidates before going up higher, and consolidates and goes up higher. So this is actually what's happening right now on the Pound Yen on the weekly chart, because looking at here, price now it seems to be consolidating here, right, and before a further up move higher. So with that in mind, I'm looking to get long on this pair, and let's see where we can get long. Looking at the forward chart, alright, and I'll zoom out. Alright, let's look at daily chart instead. Alright, the daily chart is clearer, and looking at the daily chart, we can see a few things. Daily chart, we can see that here we have a previous resistance, price broke out, test again, now turn support, and at support here again. So this level between the 147 and 149, this 200 pip zone, is definitely a level which we look for buys, because when we are trading, we want to buy low, sell high. So this zone is definitely a low level to get long, if you ask me. So where will I get long exactly? So here's my interpretation of price action. Alright, so looking at this here, alright, let me zoom in. Okay, we can see that here, what happened here was that we formed a wick here, right, this hammer, and what happened next was we had this bullish close above this candle here. So my interpretation is that people who already went long have their stops below this wick low, alright, because it's logical to have your stops placed below there. Alright, and lastly, the last close of candle we see is a bearish one. So those who went longs are now feeling a little bit of pain, a little bit of pinch right now. So for those of us who are not long yet, here is how I will look to get long. Alright, I believe there will be a cluster of stops under this wick here, under this low. So I will wait for the smart money or the big players to actually go and rate the stops below this level here. Alright, so if price were to come below this low here, I'll look to buy. Alright, so this level here I would buy. Alright, with my stop loss, where would it be? Alright, so technically it should be below this low here. Alright, so my stop loss would be from here to here. Alright, so I would say around about 250 pips would be my stop loss. 250. Alright, so this is one way you can look to enter. If price will take out the low at this hammer here, have a buy limit order set with a 250 pip stop loss. Another way you can go about it is that price may form a bullish price action signal. Alright, could be a pin bar or an engulfing pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern. Also, another valid signal to get long. Alright, and lastly, alright, the last way you could actually do it is buy as price goes lower progressively. So for example, you can see that if price were to go lower, you can have a buy limit order here, a buy limit order here, and finally a buy limit order here. And however, if price would go below here, that's where your stop loss will be. So basically, you split your lot size into three different types. So you have three different areas we can look to buy: here, 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 and here. Right? So these are one of a few different ways where you can actually play this setup. Alright, so I have given you three ways you can actually go about it, and you can actually look to see which methodology will actually appeal to you. And where I'll look to take profit is actually set to break even when price approaches this downward trend line, and possibly you can take profit at 156, or depending on how aggressive you are, you can actually draw a fib expansion and see where you can take profit at 127 or 162. Alright, so that's really up to individual, and I'll leave it to you guys. And the next pair we'll be looking at will be the New Zealand dollar. So let's see the New Zealand dollar. Right, so basically I went long on this pair. Right, basically if I zoom out the weekly chart, we can see that we are on this upward sloping trend line. Right, here. So you've been testing, you tested last week. Alright, so furthermore, this pair shows that the COT report shows that commercials are net buyers of it, extreme buying. Alright, they are buying the New Zealand dollar extremely. I think it's a multi-year high. So thus another reason for me to be bullish on this pair in the medium term. So how I went long was actually on this forward chart. Alright, price gap lower for the week and it retraced higher. So when it broke out this level here, this area here, when price broke out this resistance, alright, I went long and was fortunate to manage to catch at near the low of the week, right, which I think was 79.40 if I'm not wrong, 79.40, and it's about 60 pips stop loss just under this swing low here. Alright, I'm looking to take profit at this 81 level, which is I think is a decent resistance. So it's about close to 1 to 2.5 risk reward if you ask me. So yep, this is the current trade I'm in right now and my thought process behind going long this New Zealand US dollar. Right, next pair I'll be looking at will be a dollar Swiss franc. Another potential range setup. You can see, we zoom out the daily chart. Again, we can see that previous resistance, support level has been here at the 92 level. Alright, so we are at this 92 level here right now again. And similarly for the pound yen, we have three ways to actually play it out, right, which I've explained earlier, and technically stops to actually go below here, right, below this pin bar low. Alright, so anywhere from here to here will actually be your stop loss size. I would say it's about 92. It's about 200 pip or 200 odd pip with potential targets at the 98. So it's actually easily a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. Alright, so another potential trade will be this. And lastly, I'll look at Aussie Canadian, which is a trade that I recommended. However, my trade wasn't triggered and I'd like to cancel up this trade here. Yeah, I had my pending order and I will be removing it shortly. And here's why. Okay, I was looking at the COT report and it shows that the commercials are net long Aussie dollar and it's also at multi-year highs. Alright, so I expect in the medium term the Aussie dollar will actually appreciate. So I'm actually bullish on the Aussie dollar. Alright, however, price action still has not shown any bullish signs yet, but the COT report has already showed it. So I'll stay out of this pair. Alright, so I'll stay on the sidelines before doing anything. Alright, so also looking at another thing will be the weekly chart. You can see that Aussie dollar, we have this very strong bullish piercing pattern, if you call it. So another sign to be cautious. However, price has yet to take out this downward channel, right? So if price will take out this level here, came back and retest, possibly I could look for a long entry. But if price has not taken out this area here, alright, the short bias remains to the downside. However, because the COT report shows that it is bullish, alright, for the Aussie, because the commercials are heavily net long, alright, so I would like to be cautious and actually I'll look to remove this order of mine. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis. Alright, and if you like, actually sign up for me on YouTube and even sign up for my free new updates at tradingwithrainer.com. Okay, I wish you guys a pleasant weekend and God bless. See you.